In 30 minutes here on BBC One, we begin a major season of films featuring Meryl Streep, this time starring with Robert Redford in Out of Africa, a remarkable story about a young Danish girl who becomes entwined in a triangular relationship set against the stunning backdrop of the Kenyan landscape.
A new season of comedy on One, from May to December.
Why don't you skive off and have lunch with me, huh? I'll send a note. Please excuse Zoe. She got a bad case of Alec.
Don't tempt me. Can you imagine what it is like being stuck in a changing room with 24 sweaty 16-year-old girls? Alec.
Quiet. I'm imagining.
I'm not going out with a convict, or a terrorist, or an inspector of weights and measures.
God forbid.
I'm going out with someone a little older.
A lot older.
Than me.
Than God.
Zoe and Alec back for a new series of May to December, beginning Thursday, 8:30 on BBC One.
On BBC Two shortly, there's a curtain raiser to the English National Opera's production of Engelbert Humperdinck's Hansel and Gretel, an evocative staging at the London Coliseum, which transposes it from a fairy tale setting to post-war England, and the performance of which can also be heard in stereo on Radio 3. Here on BBC One, the man who needs 2 shows on television to accommodate his largesse is Les Blankety Blank.
Blankety blank, 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 blankety blank.
And here's your host, Les Dawson.
Good evening. How quickly the weeks fly by. In the interest of our younger viewers, here are some of the jokes I used to tell that your parents didn't laugh at either. I used to have a car that was so old it was insured for fire, theft and witchcraft. The car was so old the radiator was thatched. It was two-tone, black and rust. It was only a small car. I used to take the windscreen wipers off to get in. Had 4 tyres on it. They were so shredded when I knocked pedestrians down, they got 40 losses as they fell. One day I was coming down the M1, I had a puncture. I was changing the wheel, and the fellow drove up, opened my bonnet and took out the battery. I said, what are you doing that for? He said, if you're having the tyres, I'll have the battery. There's an old saying in show business. There's an old saying in showbiz which says, if at first you don't succeed, go on blankety blank. And this is a good programme for pros, so at least they know you're still alive. But having seen tonight's programme, I could be wrong. However, here we go. Let's meet a really scintillating panel that really makes you feel great. First of all, William Gaunt. Hold it down. Linda Barron. Fever pitch. Adrian Mills. Kermit. No. Bonnie Langford. A man I once saw work in a club many years ago as a stand-up comic. Now, the audience were waiting for a good laugh, but he still went on and did his act. Mike Reed! Aquí en el mundo ahora, una mujer muy hermosa. Carmen Silvera! Well, that was the people who were going to tell things. Ooh, now to meet the people who really matter. Yes, we know who they are. Those people who wrote in to appear on the wonderful show that we have for you tonight. Yes, they're called contestants. This way. Marie Stewart. Born in Edinburgh. You lived in Cambridge now?
That's
right.
And you're related to Mary Stuart, Queen of Scots. Really?
Yes.
You've never let that go to your head. The other one did. Look what happened to her. You know, the French have a new diet system for the ladies. You can lose 8 pounds just like that. It's called the guillotine. You're employed by a small company that manufactures ultraviolet equipment. But you once worked in a factory that clipped elephants' ears. The wages were rotten, but the tips were enormous. Your ambition is to meet Mr. Right. Well, why not? There's some nice men in the world. My wife was looking at Mr. Right, and I was the only one left. We move over to you, Gordon. A lovely smile. It's an advert for Sterident. Gordon Branson Bingham.
That's right.
That's right, the posh Bingham. When they have fish and chips there, they wear a yachting cap. Never have cream crackers in Bingham, it's creme de crackers. You were trained as an engineer and helped produce the first closed-circuit TV and video.
Yes, sir.
And you also helped to produce and create stretch lycra tricot.
Yes.
Which I was saying that when you've had a drink. If you did, this place will be a barn in the morning. You're currently employed as a primary school caretaker. You're married to Patricia and you've been married for 34 years.
Yes, that's right.
You don't get that for triple manslaughter, do you? You've got 3 children, Sally, Gordon and Jane, and you're also an officer in the Special Constabulary.
That's right, yes.
So it's quite safe to say to you, as the policeman said to the hole in the road, evening, hole. Yes, I know it's rubbish, but it's British. That's the difference. Now, ladies first, and you look very nice tonight, right? So you go first and just take your time. World-famous ballet star Rudolf Neronoff is giving up dancing because his blank or blanks isn't what it used to be. I don't write these. World-famous ballet star Rudolf Neronoff is giving up dancing because his blank or blanks isn't what it used to be. Now remember what they have to step up on. On the knees. That's it. Proud of you. That's nice. Lights on, please. Now take your time, huh? World-famous ballet star Rudolf Neronoff is giving up dancing because his blank or blank isn't what it used to be.
Points.
His point. One way to get out of trouble. William, we have points. Junction. Well, it's a point. Linda, his feet. Could have been a soul singer. Adrian?
I hope this is a little closer.
Tiptoes.
You're allowing
This is Esther Ranson's influence, isn't it? Right, what do you got for me, Bonnie Langford?
Well, the chaps don't go on point, but I just put legs because of jumps and turns and...
That's
No,
okay.
it's wrong.
You've got a series. Michael!
Well, I just put feet because of the wrong one.
Carmen!
Well, I was a ballet dancer too, and I put legs like...
That's strange, that. Well, you've done all right there, Mary. You've got 1. But we're coming over to you now, Gordon. Our local fish and chip shop is run by an ex-hairdresser. He's so forgetful, he doesn't put salt and vinegar on the chips, he puts blank instead. Remember the clues in the question, if you can understand the question. Our local fish and chip shop is run by an ex-hairdresser. He's so forgetful, he doesn't put salt and vinegar on the chips, he puts blank instead. Yeah, very good. That's very good. Lights on, please, when you have the requisite answer. Ready, Gordon? Our local fish and chip shop is run by an ex-hairdresser. He's so forgetful, he doesn't put salt and vinegar on the chips, he puts blank instead.
Hairspray.
Hairspray. Very nice. We have, Mr. Gordon, that's extraordinaire. Hairspray. There you are. Well done, Linda.
Same thing.
Yes? Adrian? Hairspray. Yes, sir, you can. And I'm going down to the lower strata, not socially, but of course only physically.
And
Bobby Langford?
We've all been in the makeup room, haven't we?
There you are. Spray. Michael, hair lotion.
Oh.
What a shame he's doing so well in the EastEnders.
Well, it's oily, you see, and I thought Brillantine.
Sí, no es bueno. No, bueno. No, right. Well, never mind. You've done very well there, Gordon. You've shot ahead. Will you try to look interested? I know it's rubbish. We all do. You can match with everybody bar Adrian. Our local farmer has set up a home for retired circus animals. Now, and every now and again, he rides into the village on a blank. Our local farmer has set up a home for retired circus animals. And every now and again, he rides into the village on a blank. It could be anything, yes. It could be a flea. Right? I once knew a farmer called Burke who pulled up his cart with a jerk. Now, his load of manure was most insecure and he was up to his neck in his work. Wear the latest blue jacket. Right. Marie, isn't it?
Mari.
Marie. Marie. Our local farmer set up a home for retired circus animals. And every now and again, he rides into the village on a blank.
Elephant.
Elephant. And if he makes a telephone call, it's going to be a trunk charge. William Gaunt, we have lion. Linda Barron, it is.
I know it's not a flea.
Elephant. Right, so you're all right there, Adrian. We go for me, Angel.
Nellie.